Right, we're back for another episode of this Prisoner rewatch. As always, you can find the links for the Prisoner episode in the description box down below. Watch the episode, then come back here and watch it. I have a whole playlist where you can watch all of the previous episodes, and each one of those is linked as well. So this episode's titled Dance of the Dead. It was written by Anthony Skeen, directed by Don Chaffee. Original air date was the 17th of November, 1967. This is episode number 8. In this episode, number 2 is played by Mary Morris. So, yeah, I'm not going to have a whole lot to say about this one either, just like the last one. The one thing about it is this episode feels like it's an earlier episode. And I looked, and I guess this was in the production order. This was number 4, but it's broadcast as number 8. Yeah, because some of the dialogue, you can tell that this was based on what number 6 says about how long he's been at the village. You can tell that this was supposed to be an earlier episode. So it feels kind of out of place following where it does in this watch through. Number 6 runs into a former colleague. So number 6 runs into a former colleague. Ronald Walter Dunton is this guy's name. It's kind of a weird episode. It's very surreal. Number 2 is, a woman. We've seen number 2 as a woman before, but never like from the start of the episode. So that's interesting. But essentially, there's a scene where number 6 tries to escape and just he falls asleep. He's pursued by Rover. I'm getting everything all discombobulated here, but he's pursued by Rover, wakes up on a beach with a dead body next by with a radio. He finds the radio. The radio becomes a plot point because at the end of the episode, he's put on trial in a kangaroo court for possession of the radio. And yeah, it's very bizarre. This whole episode involves a scene with the carnival, which turns into like a costume ball. But number 6 is essentially just wearing his jacket. But there's also a scene where number 6, looks very James Bond again, wearing his tuxedo jacket with his bow tie. So, and then he's talking to number 2, who's dressed like Peter Pan. So very, very bizarre episode, very strange. The very end ends up with number 6 fleeing from everybody after he's essentially been sentenced to death by this kangaroo court, and his former colleague, Ronald Walter Dunton, is there in a jester outfit. It's clear that he's a complete fool at this point and is just useless to him for purposes of a trial witness. But number 6 runs into a room and finds a damaged teletype machine. Evidently, this machine is in connection with number 1. And number 2 tells them they don't know that you're already dead. So I'm like, what? This episode also involves this black cat. So if you can figure out what all the symbolism is in this episode, please tell me, because I feel like this one was kind of half-baked. This was, I feel like, one that got put on the slush pile, and they brought it back and produced it, but it could have used another rewrite. I don't feel like this one was completely ready. It just feels like when they're like, we got to get a show on TV, so we'll just doctor this script a little bit and film it. It's really cool the way that it's shot, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense narratively. So, yeah. Anyways, tell me what you think. One more thing. I just found out that Indicator, which is an Australian company, is going to be putting The Prisoner on Blu-ray. Those are region-free discs. I don't know what the set is retailing for right now. It's on pre-order. So if you want to own The Prisoner on Blu-ray, I'll put a link for that in the description box so you can see what you get. Yeah, looks like a pretty good set. Unfortunately, I don't have the cash for it, or I would get it myself. But this is a great series. Definitely one that, collectors would be interested, I'm sure, in adding to their collection, their physical media library. All right, thanks for watching. Be seeing you.